Fisheye lenses aren't anything new. They've been around for decades. For me, the most iconic use of fisheye lenses come from skate videos during the 1990s. I grew up in Southern California during the era of Tony Hawk, the X Games, the fattest skate shoes you've ever seen, as well as shants. You know, not quite shorts, not quite pants. I definitely had more heart than skill when it came to skateboarding, so I definitely wasn't great at it. But that doesn't mean I wasn't completely absorbed into the culture of it. From skateboarding with friends, to playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Skate 2, all the way to basically finding my love of graphic design through skateboard decks and magazines, it would only be a matter of time till I fell in love with photography and videography as well. For a while, I've been looking for a lens to capture that 90s street skate look, that gritty, exaggerated distortion, something you can McTwist over. So last year, I went out of my way and picked up this Nikon 14mm AFD lens. It's a fantastic lens, sharp, fast, and well corrected, but it's too clinical. It lacks that raw, distorted vibe. I also own this, the Lensbaby 5.8mm circular fisheye. It's a fun lens, but the exposure is a literal circle which leaves most of your frame unexposed. Again, not quite the look I'm going for. Not ready to give up my pursuit, I went back and rewatched some classic Klein, Rally, and Mullen tapes. And that's when it hit me. All these videos were shot on high 8, if not mini DV camcorders, not 35mm film. So I went out and I bought these wide-angle lens adapters, which weren't delivering the right results either, and here's why. First of all, film gate sizes are completely different between these camcorders and 35mm film, something I kinda accidentally overlooked right from the get-go. The second thing is that my lens adapters are cheap pieces of garbage, and they'll do the job in a pinch, but I wanted something of better quality. So from here, I started looking at lenses, starting off with the $1,000 Canon 8 to 15mm L lens. Knowing that I prefer shooting with my Nikon F2, I switched gears and started looking at the $127,000 Nikon 6mm f2.8 lens. Remembering that I'm dirt poor and Squarespace still hasn't sponsored this channel, I settled on this weird unique lens, the Vemar 12mm f8. So you're probably wondering, who or what is Vemar? That's a great question. I had the same one when I found this lens. And after a bit of research, I found out it's just basically a Spiritone lens, just rebranded. I've had some pretty good luck with Spiritone lenses, and I still own a 20mm f2.8 lens, which is honestly a personal favorite of mine. So with that being said, I thought I'd give this Vemar lens a try.
You have to choose.
I'm just too out of shape to do either.
I can't do either.
So here comes the real question. Is this Vemar 12mm lens a hidden gem, or is it trash? Well, that kind of depends on your expectations. So let's get into the features, or lack thereof. Well, there's no focusing mechanism. It's fixed focus. But there are 3 aperture selections, f8, f11, and f16. So we're relying on hyperfocal distances. Think a disposable point-and-shoot camera, if not a brownie. I love using ultra-wide and fisheye lenses for interiors. These tight spaces can be super limiting with most focal lengths, but with these types of lenses, we're able to capture so much more of the environment. One thing I've noticed about this lens is you can feel like you're in the midst of a huge large crowd, and this lens will do its best to diminish that feeling. You'll have to be right up on people to make your photo feel impactful, even when the space is packed. Check out these photos from the farmer's market to see what I mean. This next shot, well, it was a total test. I let my camera hang from my neck, had my exposure preset, and fired from the chest while walking through the crowd. It worked. I got the candid look I wanted, without people reacting to a camera pointed at their face. Another bonus about ultra-wide lenses? Well, you can shoot at slower shutter speeds, without much motion blur. Take these next two photos for example. They were shot at 1/4 of a second and 1/8 of a second. They're not razor sharp, but they're good enough. Also, Thin Lizzy rules. Let's say you want to create a traditional fisheye photo, one with a full border. Well, this lens technically comes with a lens hood that allows for such photos to be taken. Most likely, it was intended that this lens be shot with the hood on, because it cuts off all the distorted edges that you see when the hood is off. Personally, I prefer the distorted edge-to-edge look of this lens without the hood. But I guess it's nice to have options. I guess you can say this lens is modular. Well, I'm sorry that this video turned into a mini documentary about the interior of Clara's car. As tribute, I'm sacrificing this video to the copyright gods, and I'm going to play you some clips of the records Clara and I bought on our date day. If you can guess the artist, album, and song in the comments, no cheating. You'll win my respect, and nothing else. So if you enjoyed these photos, let me know which film stock you'd like me to shoot with this lens next. I have some ideas, but I always like hearing from you guys. All this talk about fisheye lenses and skateboarding has made me feel nostalgic. I'm gonna go find my deck. I'll see you guys soon in the next video, unless I break my wrist.